Hello, it's Mr. West here. This video is actually for parents, so boys and girls, if you are watching me right now, that's fine. You can continue to watch me. It just might be a little boring for you. This is more for your moms and dads. So parents, I wanted to talk about invented spelling today with you. Miss Tankard has made a video on YouTube a couple of days ago about this, and it's a really good video to watch. I highly recommend it. I will include the link to that video here so that you can see it. She uses real examples from her youngest daughter, I believe. So we're going to be talking about invented spelling here. Before I do want to say thank you to all of you. You are doing a fabulous job. You are going above and beyond educating your children and continuing our curriculum at home. And I know many of you are working, from home, and you're balancing educating and feeding your kids and doing your work, and it must be crazy for some of you. And just know that I and Miss Kay, Miss Tankard, we are so appreciative of all the efforts you are putting in. You are all doing a fantastic job. So I do want to say that. I want to make sure I got that out there. Now, let's talk about invented spelling. What is invented spelling? Well, invented spelling is what young children use when they are trying to write. So they will hear phonetic sounds that they know and try to put those sounds together when they're constructing a word. And oftentimes that word will be misspelled or spelled very unusually. So let me give you an example. Let's say we were going to write the word pizza. Let me hold that up. Yeah, that looks good. So let's say a child was going to write the word pizza, and they're trying to sound it out, and they're saying pizza, pizza. Some of the ways you might actually see them spell that word might look like this. So they might hear the p sound for the P. They might hear that z sound for the Z, and they might hear that a sound for pizza. They might also spell it, it could be a number of different ways. Some kids I have seen spell it like this before, pizza. So some children may not have that Z sound in their mind yet, and they may not be used to that, so they might think, oh well, pizza kind of sounds like an S. So for young kids, that might sound like an S for them. My point here that I want to make is, do not be concerned about this. Please do not worry if your child is not spelling their words correctly in Writer's Workshop. Rather than have them at this age focus on correct spelling, we need them to be discovering these phonetic sounds, and more importantly, we need our students to be writing creatively and to be thinking creatively. And when we sort of boggle them down with spelling or correcting their mistakes, oftentimes they lose that creativity. They're not focused on it as much. So I would strongly advise you. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to sit there and watch your kid spell something and it's not correct, and you want to help them, and you want to step in and give them the right spelling. What you can do, what I recommend doing, is maybe sit with your child. This is what I was doing with all your children when they were in school with me, when we were doing Writer's Workshop. Sit with your child and say the word slowly with them a few times. Sound it out with them. Pizza, pizza. And ask the children what letter sounds they are hearing. If they say they hear an S instead of a Z, okay, write it down. That's fine. Don't correct them. Let them write that. If your child was going to write something like this, if they were going to say, I'm going to try my best to imitate a child here, but I'll see if I can do it. I like to eat pizza. So I'm going to write the sentence, I like to eat pizza, but I'm going to try to put it into what I've seen, especially with year ones or JKs, right? And this is okay. They might say it like this: I like to eat pizza. So kids oftentimes will hear that I sound. For like, they might put the L and the K together. They might hear that, the like. To, they might just put a T. Oftentimes I've seen that. Eat, they might put an E and a T. and then off pizza, just like how I kind of spelled it back up here. Now notice too that for this sentence, I didn't put any spaces in between the words. And oftentimes children at this age are still learning how to do that. So that's okay. Don't erase it. If they write it like that, that's fine. If you want to take a teaching point to them, maybe say to them, well, hey, I love the way you constructed your sentence and that you constructed your words, you heard your letter sounds, but what do we need to do to make this look a little neater, maybe a little easier to read? We need to include some spaces or finger spaces if you want to call them that. So if you want, rather than erasing a sentence like this, maybe have your child rewrite the sentence underneath, but try it with finger spaces. Don't correct the spelling. Let them write the same spelling that they tried earlier so that they're still working on those phonetic sounds. Spelling will come, parents. It will come as the years go by. What we want to encourage right now is creativity and an effort to hear letter sounds and construct letters the way that they hear them. So that is my video today. I hope it helps. I hope it kind of relaxes some of the parents about spelling, because I know that can be an issue with parents that I've worked with before, that they're concerned about their child's ability to spell. We're in kindergarten. It's not the forefront. What we want to see is children coming up with letters on their own. So hopefully this helps. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to stick around when we do our live meetups at 10 a.m. from Monday to Thursday for Mr. West, Mrs. Karaziakos' class. If you want to stick around and talk to me after we're done the meet, we usually finish up around 10:30, so I'm usually on until 11 or whenever. So stick around and you can talk to me about this. I'd be happy to help you out with it. But I just wanted to make sure that I added on to what Ms. Tankard was saying, because it is so, so important. And we are going to be trying to bump up Writer's Workshop to about twice a week right now. So I'm going to be working on a video for tomorrow. It will be more catered to our free choice for Writer's Workshop, where we're going to pick topics that we want to write about. So I'm looking forward to doing that and eventually seeing what all your children are doing. Again, parents, thank you for all the effort you are doing. You are doing fantastic. You should all be very, very proud of yourselves. I certainly am proud of all of you. You're doing great. So hang tight and enjoy writing with your child.